All right, thanks for coming back in. I'm in the other room now. I have never had an issue with internet. And of course, tonight's the night. Anyway, what I was trying to say here is that I think it's all good. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Long story short, these four people are awesome people. I like to talk to them. They're humble and personable. And in the vintage community, unfortunately, I feel as if there are a lot of not so kind people, or people who think that they're better than you. Maybe they've been thrifting longer than you or whatever. So it's kind of hard, in my opinion, to find genuine people to talk to. These four people I'm going to have on here tonight are awesome guys. I love talking to them. They are humble and personable, which means it's just easy to communicate with them. All right, so grab a drink. Hopefully this takes about like half an hour. We can put on a little entertainment for you guys, try to break down some boredom here. I'm going to ask everybody that I have on here 3 questions. And those 3 questions are, who are you, where you're from, how'd you get started, like started thrifting or reselling, and then I'm going to give them a chance to show off a piece because we all love vintage. All 4 of these guys love vintage, and I love seeing what they got. So I will give them a chance to show that off. And Four Bears Goods, try to join me so I can accept that thing, because I have no clue. This is my first time doing a live with somebody on Instagram, believe it or not. So let's figure out how to get them in here. The first guy's Four Bears Good.
We laughing?
There he is. He's very genuine, and his little boy Tommy.
Yeah,
Hang out
Tombo, rocking the Bulls champion jersey.
What's up, bud?
Say hi.
Oh, he looks petrified.
He's tired. It's past his bedtime. He's just making a little cameo. Say hi to the people. Let's hand him off.
To the wife, putting her to work.
What's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
All right. Who are you? Where you're from? We're going to do this rapid fire. I know I already talked to you guys, but for everybody who's watching, just going to rapid fire a couple questions and then switch on to the next person. So, Four Bears, who are you? Where are you from?
We are Four Bears Goods. We're also known as Kearns TV on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife, we're from North Jersey. And we've been thrifting for the business-wise since 2016, so a good solid 4 years. So,
how did it all start for you? Do you have any first thrift store memories?
Yeah, but I actually started my wife. She wanted to do like an Etsy kind of store. So she wanted to go thrifting and find like Levi's, like mom jeans from the 80s. So then I just went along with her. I used to go thrifting in high school, but it was just like for personal stuff, never reselling.
Yep.
And then she wanted to do it for like a business. So then I went with her, and we just got hooked. Found like crazy T-shirts, and we're like, let's just start selling, like get a lot of inventory, and then start selling at flea markets. So that's what we started doing. We did flea markets. I think our first flea market was the beginning of 2017, and then we met like so many crazy people because in North Jersey it's like by the city, so you got like so many crazy people. Like we met the Comeback, which is a cool Instagram to follow. Comeback, Second River Vintage, Hitless Vintage, like so many people in North Jersey, but.
Yeah.
We like that kind of one-on-one like flea market selling, but that's not really happening now.
Yeah, thank you, quarantine. So you're a nurse, right?
I actually was. I had to actually leave my job. My wife's a nurse. I was a nurse. But I'm high risk, so I had to actually resign. When I was snowboarding a couple years ago, I fell and collapsed my lung, so my lungs kind of shot. Oh, and then I had really bad asthma, so it was better for me.
Is your wife working now?
Yeah, she's working like nonstop.
Yeah, I bet. All right.
So every day, friggin' like 12 hours a day. It's crazy.
Yeah, stay safe. Take all precautions that you can. Do you got a piece to show off here?
Yep, it's actually my wife's piece. I'm sad it doesn't fit me. But it's double-sided Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, I think I saw the video that you picked that up in.
Yeah, it's on the Cronies tag, original. That's going to pop up. It's actually not like sewn on. Some of these are sewn on the top, but this is original single stitch. This one's definitely our favorite one, I would say.
I
So
love. I think everybody loves a good all over print front back
yeah, you got to
graphic.
do the liquid blue
Yeah,
favorite
and I
brand.
yep. I was thinking you would show off a liquid blue.
I was going to, and then I was like, you know what, the tail from the crypt beats it. So
Oh, well, okay. So why is that your favorite?
I just it's just like it's so rare that you could actually like find one of these. Like I've only seen a couple on eBay, so and they usually go for like 350. So I don't know. We got a steal of a deal on this. I actually sniped this on eBay, I think 3 years ago. It only went for like $70.
Gosh, oh, how
So
times have changed.
I know. And then I actually bought this on eBay for $20 or $26 shipped in 2017, which is
See,
crazy.
you were ahead of the
I
hype.
was on the liquid blue tees in the beginning. I got like all my liquid blue tees for like under $30.
That's
So
insane.
if I thrifted them, I bought them for like under 20 on eBay,
Well,
under 30.
you're sitting on a little honey hole now.
I know.
All right. Any farewell words? We're gonna jump on to the next.
Just enjoy the box I sent you. Hopefully, I
I
don't know if
know
you
that.
opened
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. He sent me a box, and it's gonna be opened up tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
we just
dude.
picked that up
Hopefully you enjoy
today.
it. Thanks,
The
guys.
the yeah. See you later.
I don't know how to get out of this bad boy.
I
Oh,
think I have to
there.
remove you. Hey, there it goes. That's how it works. Threadheads is up next, and I think that's all I got to do. Press that button, right?
What's up, Bob?
How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Oh, just dandy. Just staying safe. Yes, that adult pop, adult
Cheers.
beverage. Cheers.
That's it.
All right, tell the people, who are you? Where are you from? Or where are you?
So, I am Johnny Francisco. My handle is Threadheads. Kind of like Forebears. I'm originally from New Jersey as well. But my wife and I kind of created this page together. We started it while we were in Dallas, Texas. We've recently relocated back to Jersey. So that's kind of where we're operating out of both. Up until Corona, we were kind of popping back and forth,
Mm.
dual citizenship, if you will. So we've been at it for probably, geez, what are we in, 2020? We've been at this going on 4.5, almost 5 years now. I'm a financial advisor by day. So when
Mm-hmm.
I first started jumping into that world, right, building your own practice, it takes time. And to supplement income, I started reselling. My wife is a big thrifter. So she was also kind of dragging me to stores, and I figured out to start making some money if I'm going to be here.
Well, I'm
So that's
glad
kind
you
of how I
did.
got started. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then really just started getting into the vintage, I would say pretty heavily back in like 2016. Just as somebody that came up in that era. I'm a late 80s baby. Really, I'm like the last month of the 80s. So so I claim that. But I mean, for me, it was really just kind of coming into that age where you start having a little disposable income. And for me, it was like a piece of nostalgia. And then I started selling it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a fun niche where I make good money, have fun doing it, meet
Yep.
some cool people along
That's
the
like
way.
the same boat I'm in. It's my fun money. All my reselling money is my fun money, and I get to, like you said, meet cool people along the way. I love
Yeah,
the community, or at least the ones I surround myself with, and
right.
I thank you for being part of that.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
your I've always wanted to ask you, does your wife do that blog full time?
Yeah, so she does. She blogs full time. She, up until coronavirus, she's also would like substitute. So it's something that she
Mm.
can do, and she has the flexibility to kind of do both. But yeah, she's putting 40 plus hours a week in towards it.
All right. All right. I guess you kind of already answered how you got started, but do you have any like first time thrift store memories?
Um, yeah, I mean, so for me, it was, yeah, I hated going to the thrift store early on. And then I thrifted a night, and I'm a grew up in New Jersey, a Cowboys fan, went to Dallas. That's where we started thrifting. And I found like a 1992 Super Bowl shirt. And that was like the turning point for me. I'm like, wow, that was like my first thrifted personal piece. Still have it. So that's kind of really what got me hooked.
Got you hooked. You got to keep going back for more.
A little treasure hunt.
It is every day.
Yeah.
All right. You got a piece to show off here? Tell us why it's your favorite piece.
So this is actually, so I'm in the process of fixing up my house. So I have my inventory scattered. This is not my favorite piece by far, but it's a piece that I picked up today. My neighbor is moving out. They dropped stuff off to me. We kept our social distance. But for me, I hate the team and I'm missing sports. So I went with a really cool sports piece. So we have a New England Patriots crew neck. It's like that big all over print. 95.
Is it knitted? Like a knitted sweater?
It's like a Salem crew neck.
Oh, okay. It's just like a crew.
And then the back, so it's one of these pieces here.
Whoa.
So yeah, this was probably my favorite piece of today's haul. Like I said, I couldn't get my favorite piece because it's somewhere in storage. But yeah, I just thought it would be a cool
definitely a good one. Again, with the double-sided graphic, big font.
Yeah.
I love it. Colors.
No more Tom Brady.
Colors are popping. No more Tom Brady.
No Tom Brady.
I'm jealous that you got a source today, or that you got to pick up some stuff because it's been dry over here.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
Faded mindset trash. Yeah, the team is trash, but the piece is pretty cool.
The piece is cool.
Appreciate you hosting this, Bob.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I plan to do it again.
Yeah, man.
All right, any final words?
That's it. Just keep your head up. We'll get back to sourcing. Lean on community members like Bob. Always giving good content.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Take it easy.
Later.
This is fun. This is awesome. I got to do this more. Vintage Shih Tzu, my fellow teacher and reseller. He's big into vintage. He's up next. Let me see if I can contact him here. There you are. All right. I just added you. There he is. I knew you'd be rocking a crazy hat and a crazy t-shirt.
No, it's just nothing. Yeah, it's a little crazy.
All right. Who are you? Where are you from?
Well, my name's Lewis. I'm from somewhere in the state of Alabama. And there you go. What's the next one, man?
I got a quick question. I know we talked about this before, but do your students know about your reselling, your vintage stuff?
No, only a couple, like select few, but I keep it under wraps. I don't like kind of, it's like personal life versus
professional.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's nothing to talk about with them in that setting, like you're saying, professional. So I just kind of keep my own little thing, but they start to learn that like I know what they're doing and talking about, which is funny because they'll wear something or they'll have something on. They'll talk about shoes, and I'm all like, I know about all that stuff. There we go, Roll Tide.
Yeah, I love it when sometimes my students will, like, if they finish early with something, they'll go online and like shop for like new Nikes or something, and I just ask them all about it like I know nothing about it, and then they're informing me. I just find it humorous. All right, how'd you get started in all this?
Well, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Let's see here. I've always gone thrifting when I was younger just because that's what my family had to do to buy clothes. And then when I got into like middle school, high school, I just kind of dabbled in it. And then when I went to college, let's see here, I started going, this guy said, what grade? I teach 10th, 11th grade, AP chemistry, pretty stupid, not really smart. But let's see here. Yeah, so I started when I got into college, just between breaks, I started going back to thrifting and stuff like that. And then I got a job working with this guy, Mosquito Heads Vintage. You may see him. And he had the wave, and I kind of liked his style. And I was into Tommy and Polo Jordans, Nike, and he was into like graphic tees. And so we started talking, and we just kind of shared each other's likes with each other, one another. So he taught me about graphic tees a little bit more than I knew. I taught him more about polo and Tommy than what he knew. And so that's kind of how I got started doing it. But I really just sold video games in the beginning. I didn't really go, like I would get shirts and clothes and stuff, but I was really doing video games. And the video game market fell out because everybody started getting on Facebook saying like, we'll buy your vintage games and all that stuff. So I already had all these clothes sitting around, like size mediums and smalls and stuff like that I couldn't wear. And I started selling them on eBay, and that's how it got started. And as you know, when you're doing practicum, which is the year you can't work while you're trying to become a teacher, so it's like an internship. That's how I really paid my bills, was just selling stuff online. And ever since 2012 was when the business actually started. I was selling online for about 2009 region, but it wasn't heavy. It was just like small little things here and there.
Yeah. My student teaching, I had to really fall off of thrifting a lot, and I hated every second of it because I just wanted to keep going thrifting. I remember like on my drive to student teach, I'd be thinking about hitting a thrift store afterward. Just craziness. Let's see. You gave us a little bit about how you got started and your first like thrift store memories. You got a piece to show off?
Yeah, this is not my favorite because I just don't really have many favorites. This hat, I'll never get rid of it. But it's not my favorite. So I just like things. But here's one of my favorite things that don't think many people see. I'm married. I got 3 kids. And so this here is something that you don't see every day. And I like it. My son can wear it. It's made by, I guess, Laikiki or Likey. Some old 70s McDonald's Hawaiian shirt, man. It's just stupid. It's funny. And this is I like stuff like this now. So I've been in it so long and I've seen so many things become popular and unpopular. I just get jaded sometimes. So now for me, finding stuff for my kids to rock with me is actually more fun than finding like a piece that an adult can wear, because like you see the same shirt 20 times, you just get jaded to it. But like you've never seen this, and then in this size you never see it. So this is one of my favorite pieces right now, and my son's almost able to wear it. I think about to wear it this summer. And then it's funny because the buttons are like generic. There's some weird Chinese, Korean weird button, but Ronald has pink hair. Makes no sense. It's got your shakes, and funny enough, the Filet-O-Fish.
That is crazy. Like, why did they have a McDonald's shirt for these kids, like to dress up in? Like it's a button
they make
front.
this in adults too.
That one? I've never seen anything like that.
I actually looked up for this. There's one on eBay right now for $500. Stupid.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it's worth that, but it might be because these Japanese people love crap like this. So, I don't know everything. That's one thing I can say going into this. I learned I think something's worth this, and I find out it's more or less, plus or minus. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, appreciate you coming on. We got to go live again.
All right, man. See ya.
Take it easy. And then last but definitely not least. Wow. Loveless Vintage. And I know he requested to be on here. There we go. Loveless Vintage, the king of Depop.
Yo.
There he is.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Who are you? Where are you from?
My name's Jackson, and I run a page called Loveless Vintage, or a Depop shop, or whatever you want to call it. YouTube channel. I do it all.
All of the above. And by the way, great content on YouTube.
Thank you, man.
How'd you get started with this little vintage stuff?
Yeah, so actually, I would say I got into vintage before like thrifting. Like, I didn't really thrift a lot growing up, and if I did, it was like my friend wanted to go to a thrift store or something. And if I ever thrifted, it was just to find personal stuff. Like, I wasn't ever looking at anything to resell it. But I got into buying vintage like band shirts in like 2012, and I did it like all over Facebook and like eBay. So that's kind of how I got into like vintage, was through like the bands that I like to listen to. I'd want to find a vintage shirt.
A shirt to match those memories of the songs or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you sell more on Depop than eBay, right?
Oh yeah, I barely sell anything on eBay. I think I sell maybe one thing a week on eBay, but Depop's like 40 or so things a week.
That's
So
crazy. Okay,
yeah.
so I'm pretty much like the exact opposite of that. Maybe like one thing a month on Depop.
Mhm.
What's the secret? How do you get that traction on Depop before
Dude,
we move on?
I don't know because you like make really cool edits and like flat lays with your because you always like take pictures of your item and like edit them super well. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I think that Depop just kind of gives a push to people that like are super active and like posting all the time and bumping their listings. So that's what I'd say is like just engage with the app more or like the people on the app more and then maybe they'll kind of see it and push you more out into the algorithm or whatever. I don't know, man. I wish I knew the secret, but your pictures and edits are really good. Like
I like
really good.
I like putting up my more like expensive t-shirts on Depop, and I mean from talking to you, you said like maybe put up. You said your average price range is like 15, 20, right?
Yeah. I sell like $15 to $20 items like all the time, but I still will sell higher priced items. But it's just like the bread and butter items like fly so much easier on Depop.
Yeah, with all this extra time here now that I have, I should really probably be pushing Depop more than I am.
Mm-hmm.
But we already talked about kind of how you got started. Do you have any of like the first ever thrift store memories?
So I guess my first ones would be maybe when I was like 13 or 14 and my friend like really wanted to go to thrift stores, but like my parents like never really thrifted and my mom kind of like thought they were dirty. So she would like not want me to go. Like she was like, oh, they're dirty and they're like used clothes and stuff. But I kind of started going more and more like in high school. But I think like when I got hooked on it was I'm really big into the show Twin Peaks. And maybe in 2013, I found like a vintage Twin Peaks shirt thrifting, and that just like made me like I was like I could find the coolest stuff like thrifting, so I just wanted to keep doing it all the time. So
Yeah,
that got me good.
That's kind of what Threadheads said. Like you find that one item and it hooks you. You just gotta keep going back.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, you got a piece to show off?
I do. It's not a thrifted piece, but it's a collection piece that I bought early on. And I think it kind of like the message goes along with what we were kind of DMing about earlier.
Yeah.
But it is a Morrissey shirt and it says, "It takes strength to be gentle and kind."
Nice. I love the message.
Yeah, I love the message. It's on Screen Star's Best, the Fruit of the Loom.
Anything on the back?
Nope, nothing on the back, but it's late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, I've had this for a long time. I got it for like $50 back in like 2013 when like they just weren't going for a crazy amount. So
it's crazy. Once again, the market just changes. Like Disney, anime, all that stuff is hyped up now. In 6 months, something else will be blowing up.
Exactly.
So you gotta love it. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on here. I've had a blast here in this. It's only been like 25 minutes. We gotta do this again. We gotta do it again.
For sure, dude.
But we're gonna keep the rapid fire here going, and we're gonna end it. And everybody, if you're still in the live and you were on here, I'm gonna try to find a way to like record this and then format it to a YouTube. We'll see how that works, but if we can post up on there. But thanks for coming by. Thanks again.
Sure. Later, dude.
Later. Thanks everyone for joining, and that's gonna do it. Defeat that boredom. Be creative. Find something to do, and we're out of here.